Good morning, how are you? I didn't have a chance yesterday because we got in so late to speak. I thought I'd make a couple of notes in the morning, and then when I do my walk and talk later, talk about it. So I'm kind of doing a stand and talk amidst the greens around me. Of the things that are worth commenting on, I thought that the appearance on Fox News was important. That is, that Kamala came on, and I had no sooner the day before said that she was a prosecutor and that would hold her in good stead than it did hold her in good stead. And some question, did she win or lose? The fact that she showed up and held her own would have been enough. But what happened was Fox does what it cannot avoid to do. It tried to stoke the fires with, how would you say it, a sin of omission, if you will, overlooking the fact that Trump was complaining about the enemy within, which is, to say the least, not only misleading, but the kind of inciting to violence and effect and to discrimination and to hate and fear that is the mark of Trump. And she, instead of allowing him to comment as he might and not to take to task the excerpt that was published on the air that didn't refer to the fact that Trump talked about the enemy within, she fought for it. Now, you can't ignore the experience she's had, and I say it this way. Any of us who do trial work and any of us who've been a prosecutor have an ability to respond, well, maybe sometimes not always, but have an ability to respond to something that arises at the moment. And if you can't do that, then you can't do the business, because preserving objections, say at a trial, are important. Now, the carryover, however, is that you have Kamala also as a public figure and an office holder, and it dictates, if you will, a different kind of status. I mean, maybe more diplomatic. What she did was she synthesized the two, showed herself with dignity and power and strength, and in the moment fought for what was fair, saying, you, Fox, have left out the fact that he's speaking about the enemy within. And that was the host's error, because he should have given her a chance to speak about the larger issue if he was going to raise a part of it. Now, if he skipped it entirely, maybe she couldn't have volunteered the remark. That's why she won that. That's why she's going to win the election, because of that. Now, an example of Trump losing it is the Al Smith dinner. The Al Smith dinner is an historic occasion, and what it is they gather to honor Al Smith, who was the first Roman Catholic to be nominated for the presidency, but he lost something because of that very fact. Jack Kennedy was the first Catholic president, and Biden is, I guess, the second Roman Catholic president. Well, this is usually an event, the Smith dinner, in which people lay down their gun barrels, metaphorically speaking, and have some fun with each other, meaning they tell jokes at each other that are both true and exaggerating, usually, or embarrassing. Now, Kamala taped hers because she was campaigning, so she didn't show up physically. Trump was losing it, attacking everybody, and was booed during the presentation and so forth. And I think we're seeing a trend of him losing his grip on what's going on. I don't know, maybe he's facing the question of, will I go to jail? And sometime today, as I understand it, the Judge Chutkan has ordered the release of information to the public about the prosecution to demonstrate what would be tried, what evidence would be admitted at a trial, in the interference charges in the federal district in Washington, D.C. Now, Jack Smith, therefore, will release those today. That'll be another headache for Trump. Not that, except for the nuances, that we would be surprised, because by now all of us have seen it, lived through it, and that's why it's so questionable that 30 or 40% of Americans are dense to this. Although the emerging Republicans who are shifting their vote to Kamala and saying they're going to vote for country over party are saying to us, we have the wrong nominee, we have no other way around it, and we're going to shit-can him in this fashion by supporting Kamala. There was some news today about the polls, and I've encouraged people to look at 538 And what I discovered today is they said something about the polls by 5:38 indicated that Trump was moving. Well, I looked at the numbers, and I looked at the statement by Nat Silver, who does the poll, and basically what he says is it's a moving average. You look at it, and it tells you something about where things are moving, but it doesn't predict for you what is going to happen at the election. So these are a couple of the things that are on my mind now. It's good to be back in the area where my roads are and the country is, and you can hear them trimming nearby. And so I'll try to talk to you later when I do a walk and talk. All the best. Bye-bye.